Good evening, ladies and gentlebeards. We're here with the second of two semifinals for Season 7 of PMA Overwatch League. Coming at you with, did somebody say peanut butter versus Fallas Duel? Welcome to the cast. This is Guy Fieri, joined by the illustrious Shushi Foof
Hey,
and PBB8 on the Sweet Sweet cams, or on the Sweet Sweet
Hello.
additions. We also have Tech Monster running cams.
Howdy.
Uh, Talk us through these lineups, Hunter. Hunter Shushi,
Uh,
personally called
so
Hunter.
I'm really excited to see the what Fallas Duel decides to run. I know they've run the quad and triple DPS. Obviously, looking at their lineup, Foxem, Beatums, Ejinx, Stanarando, Twigs, and Bobinator. Foxem, Stanarando, and Ejinx are all fantastic DPS players. So I expect a triple DPS with some ball, with Ana Mercy, Ana from Beatums, Mercy from Twigs, especially on Volskaya, on attack.
Mm-hmm.
Um, defense they might also run it, but it's not as strong. And then from the side of did somebody say peanut butter? We have Shaka Khan, New Capaturk, Eldorado, Timok, Zarathustra, and Kartas. And from them, I'm just expecting a standard 2-2-2, maybe they're on defense first, so they might run like a bunker. Bunker's really strong right now. So I expect that from them. If not, I just expect probably Reinzar. Yeah, it's just Reinzar is super strong on this map.
I wouldn't be
If you're
surprised
not
to see
like,
Nuke Epiturk trying to flex on some snipers here and there.
oh yeah,
It's really exceptional sniper player. So it'll be nice to see what he can pull out. It's gonna be a good match. We got two
This-
really strong teams. We have some nice memes coming from some of the players on PB8's team. So Paul plays hockey, PB skate. I liked the goes to school in Muncie, Indiana. That was funny.
yeah. And as we see coming out from Fallas Duel, the triple DPS with the Ana and the Mercy, and then the Reinzaria from Did Somebody Say Peanut Butter.
I think good estimations on what comps we're going to be seeing. I think I'm not surprised by a lot of that. I'm surprised it looks like it's going to be a Sombra instead of maybe the Tracer for Stand Rando. Tracer's one of his go-tos. He's really strong on that hero. So good go-to for him.
Right. In like the triple DPS, you're playing for the EMP, and the comp they're running is they're playing for EMP. That's what they're going for.
Gotcha.
It just opens up the fight for them.
So nothing too crazy so far. Cardison's Zarathustra actually getting a lot of room early, recognizing its triple DPS, trying to back up as Foxen gets a huge early pick on a new Captain Turk. Look at the res up onto him from Eldorado. The huge counter crossfire coming in, and he's going to pick off new Captain Turk again. That feels super bad. And Stan Rando now has the room to just kind of go wherever he pleases. Bobinator taking a little bit of an engage onto the front line, gonna knock up 3 it looks like. Nothing really happening yet, just kind of positioning around the point. How close is New Capaturk to being back? He is still just by point B, so this could be rough for Peanut Butter as Eldorado will also go down. And then the rest of the kills just kind of come in one after another. Interesting to see Cardis taking the Zarya instead of Shaka Khan. I'm intrigued with that.
Yeah, did somebody say Peanut Butter was really spread out and they weren't playing behind shield, and they're playing Fallas was playing with 2 snipers, so you have to respect them, especially Foxman and Ejinx. They're very good.
It's a little weird. You have to expect that it's going to be a double sniper comp coming out with Ejinx and Foxem. It's a little weird that they are electing into the Reinzaria. They are going to actually have New Capaturk win the battle. Gets killed on the Hanzo, swaps to the Widow, wins that battle instead. I like it. I like the variation. But a little weird that they're just kind of pivoting around this Reinzaria field when you know it's not great, and we actually have a pause coming in. This is Bobo Deads. I'm assuming it means Bobo DC'd.
Well, it should DC automatically.
Well, sometimes, well, there it is. So it would have come in a second. Sometimes people will DC, but they won't actually like DC from the game yet. It's weird how that works. But so talk me through that first fight. What did you see? What things stood out to you?
So with the first fight, I think it was just a basic did somebody say peanut butter? They weren't respecting sightlines. Foxham got an early pick, got rezzed, so they blew their res really early.
Hmm.
And then Ejinx also kind of popped off and got 2, maybe 3 kills. And I think it was just a snowball effect from there. Now, what I expect to see this time, they're gonna be a little disadvantaged because the Hammond
He's gonna
is,
lose ult charge.
yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
lose all his ult charge. But they do have a nano. They'll have a nano. They have EMP. They have dragons. So what I expect them to do is start out the fight with like an EMP dragons, and then Bobo, if he comes back on the ball, can try to boot people into the dragons. It's kind of a really really coordinated play, but we might see if
Yeah.
it
I
might
see.
work.
I see what you're envisioning. Part of the thing with these triple DPS comps isn't so much about these huge combos. It's just about each individual DPS player just fragging out in their own little ways.
Well, it's all about
And
timing too.
yeah, that too. They are going to be fighting into a nano from T-Mock. The next closest though is a shadow from Zarathustra. It's gonna be a hard fought battle.
It's gonna be really hard for Zarathustra to get that shatter too, because he has to do damage,
Exactly.
and with how spread apart they're playing with the triple DPS, it's just gonna be really hard for him to get that
His really best target to attack in most of these fights is gonna be
the
the
ball.
wrecking ball. But once ball goes in, slams, presses his shield, any damage that Reinhardt can do, odds are it's gonna be absorbed by the shield from wrecking ball, which you don't gain ult charge. We just had one PBB8 when he's under 18. PBB bait. That's
God damn it.
hilarious. So Paul, what about you? Any thoughts on that first push?
Well, I thought it was, it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure how the Lucio is really going to pick. I know that they were having hovering the Ana or the Mercy beforehand, on Dallas's team. So I'm interested to see if that's going to stay through or if they're going to swap over to something, to heal the 2 snipers more. But I'm not entirely sure yet. It kind of seemed a little spread out on both teams. So it'll be interesting to see how this pause unfolds.
Right. So we're still waiting on the Bobo Nader.
I am kind of confused on the Lucio pick from Fallas Duel, if I'm being honest.
I feel like at this point, the Lucio pick is more there to appeal for the Ana. It's something they probably preemptively had,
Yeah.
thinking there might be some form of dive setup from Peanut Butter. The closest they really have to the dive setup is Shaka Khan on the Sombra, so it's not really any kind of a dive setup we're looking at. It looks like Bobo has rejoined the game, which is good. But that Lucio is, when you think of supports to peel for Ana, with the exception of maybe like a Brigitte, Lucio is the cream of the crop. So I think maybe that's what they were looking for.
Yeah, probably.
It does give them a defensive ult as well. The Mercy
That
wouldn't
too.
have given them that. But there are, you could even get a Batiste in there. He would be able to kind of prevent some Ana deaths and,
True.
Heal up and still get that AoE. But, the Lucio booping could definitely be very useful as well. Especially keeping that Reinhardt, out of their faces as well.
Exactly. Okay, and we got the readies from both teams, so we are gonna go. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Healing boost.
I don't know
Bobo
what,
is gonna go ahead.
I didn't know what Bobo's ult was beforehand, but it has been reset, so I'm not sure how much that'll affect.
I'm sure he was at least 70. EMP coming in, San Rando gonna get an instant kill on the Cardis who lost all of his shields. Arthur's gonna go down at the hand. Wigs. Now this is the 2 picks you're looking for. New Cap and Turk gonna try and maybe frag out a little bit on the back end of this fight. But I don't know if it's gonna be. That is gonna be the first tick going. Oh, not quite the first tick for Fallas. There's still some stall coming out from Shaka Khan. And the first tick still hasn't gone over. He will eventually go down to stand in Orlando as Eldorado and Cardis are back on the point. First tick going over. Zarathustra is back with his Zarya ready to go, but Foxman has a great position on them. Zarathustra can get back on the point before the first point goes through. And we'll actually get a huge boop of Bobinator off the point. If they can get back and stall this out, that's huge. EMP coming in from Shaka Khan. Gonna hit 3 people. It looks like not gonna be quite enough yet. The standard runner will go down, but Ejinx will trade that kill for Shaka Khan. Eldorado trying to hold this point out, but will die. This should be the point going over. T-Mac back on the Brigitte. Can he hold long enough? He can't hold long enough to get the tanks back, but not quite. And that's going to be first round for Fallas Duel.
I think the call from Did Somebody Say Peanut Butter, what it should have been after point one, they're running that triple DPS, and that's super spread out, right? So the Rhine's not going to be effective. The Rhine's Zarya won't be effective. They should have switched to a more dive tank oriented comp.
I agree.
Because they their ult charge wasn't high enough to justify staying on it, so they should have just switched.
Well, I know Cardis is a really strong Winston, and I know Zarathustra has a solid D.Va, so it's not like they don't have it in their pool. Also, I know Zarathustra could take on like a soldier, and you can put Shaka Khan on the D.Va as well.
Right.
So you got a lot of different ways you can work this out if you want to adjust into a different tank lineup. It's not like with these two players they're locked in to Ryan Zarya the whole time.
Exactly.
And it looks like they're gonna heed our advice. As they're currently hovering basically a full. Wait, is this? Wait a second. Is this season 8?
Dive.
Hold on.
Dude.
Full on
Actual dive.
Tracer Genji. Then this is when I first started watching Overwatch League. This was all that was played. I remember the very first match was Season 1 semifinals. Not Season 1. Season 1 Stage 1 semifinals. Houston versus London. And these are the comps being run. T-Mac, however, swapped. Looks like he's gonna run the Ana instead. I like that. I think the Ana's better than it was back in that day.
It is, but now they don't have a defensive ultimate.
That is the truth. But you're not really running into things that you need a defensive ultimate for. You're not running into Ryan Zarya. So it's not necessarily the world. Ejinx going to take on the Ashe, opposed to the Widow. Twig swapping out of the Mercy, standing now taking the D.Va. Only swaps we really see here moving forward. PMAOWL also on the Winston. It's going to be an initial dive from Cardisan, diving solo, but he's at the DM from Zarathustra on. They're going to be able to take Fox early, but Ejinx will pick up a kill on the Cardisan. He should be able to take that right back. The res does come in on the Cardisan. Shaka Khan will take out Fox on the back end of this. Shaka Khan trying to make anything happen on the back end happen, but will go down to San Fernando as the res comes down on Fox. This should be a lost fight, but Peanut Butter is still sticking in it, trying to make some stuff happen. A very wide spread out fight. Gone are the days of goats, these two teams say. But Eldorado will go down, as will T-Mac, as will Cardis. This should be a clean wipe, as this will appear to mark the end of the team.
Quite a bit spread out from what I'd expect from a dive comp. I know that initial death onto Cartus was just the D.Va, I think, not getting in there at the same exact time. Dive takes a significant amount of coordination, so I'm hoping to see them tighten things up a little bit and focus a little bit more on a single target.
Fox is getting a lot of value on this Hanzo. I think the play is for either the Genji or the Tracer to go around side. Obviously, the Genji is there right now, and then the tanks to dive on the Hanzo at the same time that Genji does.
Terminator with a little bit of an aggressive jump, but nothing. Oh, it is actually going to mean T-Mac is dead. Can they do anything in this fight with T-Mac down? Fox was being pressured, but he has the Mercy pockets still, as Twigs has popped his Valk. Bulbator will take down Eldorado and D-Mac Zarathustra in one fell swoop. This should be the fight going the way of Fallas Duel here pretty easily. Zarathustra will go down. Ult-wise, Fallas Duel in great shape. Only thing they have used so far is that Valkyrie. They have everything else on board. And we see 3 ults for the side of Peanut Butter. What do we think's happening in this next fight here? What do we got? What do we got coming up?
I'm trying to... I honestly have no clue. I'm just gonna see what they do, and I'm just gonna try and make sense of it after they do it.
That's fine. I predict it's gonna be an early. We got an early Nano Monkey coming in for Cardis from the side of Peanut Butter, but Shaka Khan has already died to beat him, so the res will come in from Eldorado, getting a little bit of protection on Cardis. Cardis still trying to do some work as this Winston. He's gonna have Primal now as he uses it over in the Mega Room. Bob coming out of the point. Bomb coming out of the point. Faust will say, we don't want you to do anything here in this point. We're just gonna take this bomb from the Zarathustra. An interesting choice. It will actually kill Foxen, but the res should be there from Twigs if he chooses to use it. I don't even think they're gonna need to. He will choose to res Foxen indeed, and the fight's gonna be won. We're looking at a minute left. We're looking at like 2 fights maximum left for Peanut Butter if they want to make this happen, and they've still got to fight into a Primal and Dragons.
Yeah, I will say that Fallas Duel did keep a very good hold on their ult and ended up not putting everything into it. They held on to the dragons and the primal, so they're gonna have that, and that's gonna make it a lot tougher still for Peanut Butter
Absolutely.
to get something happen.
And you're fine using what you did use there. The bomb makes sense. You want to try and clear the point. Bob makes sense. And the primal, the only way you would really, or the nano, you can only really nano the monkey there if you're trying to get him to primal. You don't need to. He's already got primal. Dragon's coming in early from Foxum, gonna separate the team a little bit. We'll actually just kill New Capitur as the rest of the team is sectioned off in the catwalk here around this little health pack. Where are the kills coming in? The primal coming in from Bominator. He is slapping them around. Throwing them each which way. Eldorado will go down to the primal. Valkyrie coming back in from Twig. Shaka Khan will go down. Zarathustra will go down. Cardus will go down. It looks like a clean sweep in this team fight for Fallas Duel, and it should be a full hold. They will actually give up a tick to Team Hunt back capping, but it's not going to be quite enough. Another bomb coming in from Stan and Rando. He had a bops of back-to-back fights. Nothing wrong with that. And there's your first map. Fallas Duel will take the victory. What do you think was the difference maker in that map, Hunter?
Fallas Duel just knew what they wanted to do. Like, they know what they have to do. They know their jobs. Like, each person on that team knows what they're supposed to do, and they do it. I think it's really hard to counter when you don't know how to counter it, if that makes sense. I know it's like forehead, duh. But
well, I get what you're saying, because there's not a lot of teams that run comps like Fallas.
No,
play
not
like
at all.
They play so spread out and so wide compared to every other team in the league, just by virtue of the players they have. You've got Stan and Rando, who when he's on a tank is playing like a diva in a real flank style, unless they decide to randomly go for a Zarya comp, but I don't think they ever have. If they have, it's not very often. And you got these two really sick sniper players. They just want to play with as much space as they can play with. It can be hard to deal with that if you're not used to it. So, what do we have for the next map?
I actually don't know. What is the next map?
We're gonna find out. It looks like we're gonna be going to Numbani, which, if we're talking about maps that allow you to really have some fun with some triple or quad DPS, Numbani is like
point
cream
A
of
on
the
this.
crop. What are we thinking? What are our predictions here on Numbani?
Honestly, I'm kind of expecting the same exact thing that just happened. Fallas was gonna run that triple DPS again because they don't have any subs, do they?
I don't believe so.
No, they're gonna run the same. They're probably gonna run the same thing, and I hope that Did Somebody Say Peanut Butter has figured out kind of how to counter it. But if they haven't, then I think it's going to be the same thing we see. I think Fallas was attacking first, so they might push it all the way, and then I think we'll see after that.
We're gonna have to hang on 1 second. Banging My Drums is unfortunately on call this weekend for work, and I guess he's on a call right now. So I don't know if he's gonna stay in. I don't know what they're doing. So Peanut Butter needs a second to kind of figure some of that out. While we're waiting, Paul, what are your thoughts on that first map? Thinking.
You know, it was a lot more one-sided than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, Peanut Butter kept the dive for quite a while, and they had enough time to switch off to something else. I don't know if that's just what they're most comfortable on, or if they have, other comps that they're playing as well. But I think just seeing that, even just initially it not working, and I would have liked to see something maybe be swapped off and, maybe focus on the Fox, because I know that fight in that staircase I think it was only a 4v6 for quite a while. The Ashe for Ejinx was on point as well as the Ana was, so that was basically just Fox's damage in there with the tank line.
Fox and Bobo, because Bobo was getting a lot of value out of his primal at that moment. Yeah,
that's true. He did pop that. So yeah, I think just seeing being able to deal with those snipers, especially the Fox. He's always so slippery with the Mercy pockets.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping to just see a little bit more dive, maybe Shaka going in. I know that his Tracer can really kill people pretty well, so just hopefully being able to see some sort of swap, some sort of changing because you know that again that Fallas is going to be running pretty much what they've been running that last map. So
Absolutely.
it'd be interesting to see, they can make some adjustments. It is a different map now. It's different, kind of map as a payload. So we'll see. I'm hoping that they'll switch something out and that, things will be a little bit closer and
I wanna
what's
see
going
Shaka Khan go back onto the off tank role.
I do as well.
I think he's so good at Diva, and while he's strong at those heroes, some of those flanking DPS like Tracer, Sombra, you really there's the Diva. In comps like this, or in general in comps, Diva really tends to be the band-aid that holds it together, so to speak, because you're the one playing the middle lines, protecting both your main tank and your supports. Main tank's less worried about protecting the supports than your off tank will be, especially when that off tank is your Diva. And so if you have Shaka Khan on this Diva, you know he's going to be able to get value out of that pick. Not saying that Zarathustra didn't get the value out of the pick, but I think it's just a difference in the person operating it just enough that maybe that can be the ticket. So
Right.
we'll find out. Good predictions. We do see the triple DPS coming in. Ejix sticking with the Ashe as opposed to the Widowmaker. Interesting, because Widow's a pretty solid pick here. He might just like the Ashe better right now. Just feeling it better. Fox, I'm actually going to go on to the Vera instead of the Hanzo. But Banging My Drum's going to get an early pick on the stand-in Rando. This should maybe slow things down a little bit, but Sombra not necessarily the most important part in this comp, so the rest of the team can make it happen without the Sombra as Fox, and we'll get the pick on the Banging My Drums. They do have spawn advantage, which is huge. Cardus is going to get set on fire by Ejix on the Ashe. Nothing else looks to be happening. Cinerandra is back now. They've got about, I'd say, 6 seconds to try and find a fight, if they can find it in that time, and it'll be without Junkrat, as Nuke Turk will go down to Globonator. Shaka Khan really low and purple now, getting really pressured. Globonator making a lot of work happen on this point. A good immortality field coming in to protect T-Mock and Cardus here on the point, but it is already killed. Cardus making a little bit of that happen on Standard Rando when Twigs, but he will go down at the hands of Standard Rando. Shaka Khan gonna pick up a kill on the Twigs, but we'll get T-Macked in the process. Banging My Drums killing Standard Rando again. Shaka Khan should go down here. It looks like he's super weak, super low, and there he goes. The new capture will get a kill on the Fox. However, Ejix and Beatums are still untouched in this entire fight. Beatums gonna get flashbang, but not killed. That's gonna be the first tick eventually for Fallas Duel, and there it is. First tick going over. Can Cardus make anything happen? He's only 60 to prime, probably not. As there's res coming in onto Beatums, this should be the point golden for Fallas Duel.
But the 70 peanut butter is all coming back at the same time.
Nice attempt at the recontest. They do draw out 2 more ultimates that you probably wouldn't have gotten. They do draw out EMP, do draw out bombs. Unfortunately, it's not necessarily like the longest ults to charge. So it's not like they won't have EMP and bombs here soon, as you see Globonator already 40% to his next minefield. But you're okay with that value as long as you don't get staggered too hard, and that's kind of what's happening now. Banging My Drums will go down to Stand in Rando. You have a turn going down to Ejix. Now this is looking really rough for Peanut Butter. They need to get a full reset, and by the time they do, this payload will already be more than halfway through Streets phase.
I honestly think that, did somebody say Peanut Butter is playing a little too spread. The DPS heavy lineup from Fallas Duel is able to isolate single targets and just take them out very easily because they're running DPS.
Right. Banging My Drums has swapped out of the... Oh. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, especially with the Brig, I wasn't seeing any real value in that, so I'm glad to see that they swapped over to the Ana, especially playing out that first. They'll stay close, especially with the Batiste.
I didn't even realize he was on Brig. That's interesting. Zane and Rando getting picks left and right. Bomb coming in from Shaka Khan somewhere. I don't know where it was. And then we have a barrage coming from Fox. I'm not going to get anything between the zone, but Shaka Khan is still on the point trying to stack. He has lost his mech, but the team is back. Cardus is back. Banging My Drums is back. They do draw Bob out and Nano out. This would be a Nano on the Globonator. He pops bombs right in that choke. But the Banging My Drums and Cardus are still there, still kicking, still alive. Cardus is super weak. Can he get anywhere? He cannot, as he will die actually to Bob. And that's going to be point B going over to Fallas Duel. And just at the end, Nuke Turk does get a pick on a Foxum. I don't know that we'll see that res. I don't think Twigs has that up. but you're not too worried about resing that one even. You're not really in the pressure point to need it. It's going to be really on New Turk's hands to try and get these picks and get this started, as he does have sights popped. This is a chance for him to maybe get this cart to stop moving. It really hasn't stopped since it started moving. Eldorado actually going to pick up a kill on the stand in Rando, but Edrings will win the sniper duel again, taking out New Turk. And it's the same kind of style. It's this, you know, we've got 3 DPS, so if you kill one, it's not the end of the world. We can still make fights happen.
Also, they're doing nothing about beat'ems on this Ana.
It's hard to. You don't have the tanks for it. As the EMP gonna come in from Stan and Rando, it will end up actually leading to his own team getting killed. As kills are going the way of Peanut Butter here early, Shaka Khan will go down at the hands of Bobinator. Carter's gonna pick up a kill on the Bobinator, but he's got a bunch of mines to run through, and he's just gonna go down, do it as he tries to back through it. And even still, they're losing some picks early, but they just got enough damage and enough utility that they can still get the picks that they need and get the kills that they need. It's going to be hard to stall this point at this point. Shaka Khan on the Zarya, going to see what he can do. Visor coming in from banging my drums. He will take down Standing Rando, but Foxman and Ejinx are still untouched in this entire fight. And there's a Bob on the point, and there's Dragons on the point, everything on the point. And that's Fallas Duel taking it all the way with, I think, like 3.5 minutes left.
There's just so much firepower from Fallas Duel that I don't think did somebody say Peanut Butter knows how to deal with it. Honestly,
they almost have like 2 teams essentially. I mean, they could lose a single healer and still have another main healer. They could lose one DPS, still have 2. They just it's almost as if they have like 2 separate teams, and their coordination is so well that they know, like, hey, we're fine. We've got 3 still. We can still push it. They know their limits, and they can kind of make it happen even if they're getting picked.
Well, and the hardest thing about when you're running into the PS cops, yeah, you can run the dive tanks. Yeah, you can try and look for picks here, but not only do they have a mercy to maybe save whoever gets hit by New Turk if he can get the pick, but as New Turk is trying to lock his sights on Foxham, he's got Ejinx locking his sights on him, and so he's trying to essentially win a sniper duel 2v1, and that's just so hard to do. You almost really need to answer this with either a super clean dive, which it looks like they're gonna. Oh no! That is Fallas Duel's defense. Going a little variation of a full dive. They've got the Ana in place of a Zen, but almost Ana would take the place of the Zen anyway on her. He's got kind of full dive from the side of Fallas Duel. He's not running the triple DPS here. I expect Stan and Rando will play kind of flanky like the DPS, because that's how he was doing it on Skya, so it's like 2.5 DPS almost in this setup. We are going to see a Ryan Zarya comp. Luckily for them, not full triple DPS, at least it's still into a Winston Diva setup. But if Cardis and Shaka Khan can't stand back and peel for Eldorado, the team out, this is going to be rough for them to make it happen. As the initial engagement is happening around this high ground, so Peanut Butter standing strong as 6, doing a solid job here so far. Ejinx on the Tracer will go down to Cardis. That's the first pick you're looking for. A good early pick. Bobinator trying to take this a chance to maybe jump in. Fox will get really low and will go down. Is this the life Peanut Butter needs? Twigs is going to not be able to get the res off onto Ejinx, and this should be an early cap here, Peanut Butter.
all right.
Some life out of this team, huh, Hunter?
Which I like to see.
Yeah, I like that.
I will lead us to victory.
Go ahead.
I think Ejinx going down really early kind of threw a wrench in their plan. I think.
It almost looks as if they're, I don't know if they're more or less experimenting with something. They're swapping on kind of entirely different, going from the triple deeps to the 2.
Well, we're gonna have to hold that thought for a second. As we had a pretty hard weekend this year in Fallas Duel, they are gonna get out the Shatter as well as the High Noon. It's a Fly Noon out of New Turk as he gets moved to the air. This should still be their point, but it's just a little bit of time to tick off the clock. Ejinx is back on the ball. Beatings on the Ana will go down. Ejinx is gonna see what he can do to stall this out a little bit longer. Maybe another team member can get back. Mercy is flying as fast as Twigs can, but it will not be able to happen.
That was an interesting graviton from Shaka Khan, AJ.
I didn't see it.
He just used it like on a diva by herself. So I Somebody's mad.
It did look a little personal. I will say.
Yeah, it did.
So throughout Streets phase, we've got this kind of death ball comp that Peanut Butter were running versus this dive comp that Fallas were running. Where do we think the advantage lies throughout Streets phase?
With Streets, it should lie with Fallas Duel because there's so much high ground.
I agree.
Helden sterben nicht.
We do have the bomb from Semifinals coming out early and getting nothing, and then he will get DMAC. He no longer has his stall. That grab a ton
That's
of
a huge
AJ.
grab.
I love you, AJ. They are still getting some picks that they need. Bangin will go down to E-Jinx, but New Capital are going to pick up a kill on the Bulbaminator. Point is still moving. That's the benefit of this entire fight with Peanut Butter. Even if they lose this fight, the point was moving the whole time. You're happy with that, even if you get wiped again. So this should be actually a pretty clean second point take. Dude, somebody say Peanut Butter, they've got some life in them. This isn't going to be a stop fest like it was looking like it might have there for a second. Huge. They've got 5 minutes left. Early Primal coming out of Bulbaminator, but he just gets stunned. He was looking for the boop the Cardis into the team, but he got stunned out of it and couldn't make it happen. And instead gets his own off-tanks mech lost. Shaka Khan is chasing down Stanton Rando on his own. Artis is back with a huge shatter onto 2, looks like, but will I end up getting the pin kill onto Bulbaminator as just going down to banging my drums. This fight is kind of all over the place. We've got a high coming in from New Captain. We'll get hacked out of it by the E-Jinx. Kind of okay with that trade. Not the biggest deal. Standing around getting DMAC'd again, just struggling to stay alive on this Diva. As Cardis is 1v4, Madman will get out alive. Those are the things you like to see from your Reinhardt, just giving zero worries.
So I think that this last push has really shown did somebody say Peanut Butter what they have to do. They have to enable their tank line.
Absolutely.
Because their tank line is absolutely outplaying Fallas Duel's tank line right now.
Nano coming in on Cardis, he will get slept in the problem. He does get woken up, and that's a huge grab. That's what we're looking for, Shaka Khan. It will end up in Stan and Rando getting killed, but Bulbaminator and Proxima are still here on the backline. E-Jinx still on the backline, still being annoying. Twigs will actually be able to get in and get a little bit of pocket going on to E-Jinx, but they are currently outnumbered on this point. You can have all the backline pressure you want, but if they don't have to worry about the backline, then they're just going to take the point as Shaka Khan is trying to do his best to play some Gatekeeper. We've got another high noon from Captain Turk with the bomb coming in from Stan and Rando. Will pick up 2. That's a huge bomb from Stan and Rando.
I think Shaka Khan thought he had personal bubble.
Oh no, that's the first. So we are looking now at 3 minutes left. You're gonna assume that Fallas has more time left, assuming that Peanut Butter can get this cap finished. Ult-wise, what are we looking at ult-wise, Paul?
Well, we've definitely got I mean, the Nano could go on. I'm assuming it's going to go on the Genji, but if it was necessary, it could go on to the Winston as well. And then we've got a Shatter, plus we've got the defensive ult from Zenyatta. I'd like to see a couple more ults come out here. Looks like they're going to have almost coming up on 5 on Fallas' side, so they've got a lot to work with.
I think Peanut Butter needs to run this try. They need to not use any ults. They need to try and get out the Nano Blade and maybe the Primal. You know you're going to be fighting into EMP the next fight though, which is tough. It's going to be hard to run back-to-back dry fights, and you're going to be looking at last fight territory almost already. E-Jinx is pressuring pretty well here from Coast. He's got a really good sideline that he can work with as the Primal comes in early from Bulbaminator, and the blade coming in. This is not a Nano Blade. We have the Visor. Big Jump who gets slept! Phantom sleeps the Visor as Foxon's going to be able to pick up 2 kills with his blade, and they hold Nano and EMP. They are going to use Falcon, but now they're looking at having Nano, EMP, and Bomb this next fight, and unfortunately you saw the Shatter used. It looks, and the Visor got used before the very big sleep from Beatums.
I think it really has set them Peanut Butter back with the Zen kill getting killed by the Genji, because the last time and Trent is so good against the Genji ult that he got picked right away and he wasn't able to get that to be able to chase everything.
I think the actual coordinate, like the coordination. Okay, and we have Guy Fieri left the game, so he must have disconnected. So I will be taking the play-by-play for right now. So it just looks like the actual coordination coming out from Fallas Duel is just out. It's too much for Did Somebody Say Peanut Butter to handle. The Sombra pick is really giving them a lot of grief. We see Did Somebody Say Peanut Butter? They're gonna go. Are they gonna go under? Or are they gonna go up? They're gonna go under. It looks like. I think the call here is to grab Nano the Reinhardt, and then have him swing, and then he gets a shatter. But there is a pick on Stan and Rando. He's demech, and he's now dead. That's a huge opening. They need to take that as soon as possible. But Eldorado's down, which means they do not have a chance for the next fight. They only have 40 seconds. I would say they should back out and leave and just wait. And here comes out the Nano Blade from Foxum, grab from Shaka Khan, gets Bobinator and Foxum. Sanarano takes out T-Mach on the Ana.
Nice shot.
Sanarano takes out Shaka Khan on the Zarya. And it's just looking like it's going to be a cleanup. Sanarano takes out Nuke Turk. It's just going to be a cleanup from Fallas Duel. And I'm not sure they're going to get another full recontest. Eldorado is the lone Zen on point, and he's gonna try his best, but he's gonna lose, because that's a fight that you're never gonna win. Shaka Khan does force overtime on the Wrecking Ball, but Sanarano puts the bomb out, and that will be it. That is a victory on map 2 from Fallas Duel. Welcome back, Guy Fieri.
Hey,
Play of the game.
And we have a play of the game coming in from Stan Rando on the Diva. Which bomb is it?
Heroes never die.
There is no bomb. Oh, it's just like when we cleaned up a lot this last fight. All right, Guy Fieri, are you fully back, or are you still kind of disconnected? I think he's muted or gone or something.
I would say the same.
IDC, y'all gotta take it. All right, so PvP8, what did you think?
Man, I was very excited with Peanut Butter. They were just initially. I mean, they almost first fight took the entire first point there. They ended up Dallas ended up coming back to that second one, or to defend it for a little bit longer. But they were just looking so strong, and just that last corner there, they were not able to pull things together, and just I don't know, they just weren't able to get the ults out that they were needing, getting picked off and stuff. But it was a lot closer than the first one. That I will say that for sure.
Yes, definitely. Like I said earlier, I think Did Somebody Say Peanut Butter needs to enable their tank line. However that is.
Agreed, and they were doing that very well. Shaka was just blowing through them on Zarya, and the Reinhardt as well. They were just it was almost those two against the world for most of that match there, and it just ended up not happening there at the end. So yeah, I think that they were in the right step. They were definitely doing in the right direction there with the Rein Zarya. That was very strong.
Sorry about that, friends. Appears I am back. Had a little connection issue. What wound up happening at the end of Numbani?
Fallas Duel took it.
Okay.
And it's Oasis, it looks like.
Oasis. That's a fun control map. And again, a little bit of friendly draw, so to speak, maps for Fallas Duel, because these are all maps that really line up well with running what they want to run. I'm good to be re-invited.
No.
Okay. That's fine. Okay.
Let me give you owner again. Ha.
So it was nice to see. It was nice to see Peanut Butter not go down without a fight. I don't know if you guys already kind of touched on that, but it was nice to see them show some life, show that they've got what it takes. And I think a lot of it was in Shaka Khan back to the off take personally. We'll see
And
how it goes.
they are ready.
We are ready. Away we go.
Welcome.
It is match point for Fallas Duel. Fox, I'm looking to make. Has he made a finals before? He has, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I'm sure he has. I just don't know when. Because last year finals was No Mercy versus Pepe. So last year was Fox on the finals.
Did he not win last?
No Mercy won last season.
Oh, okay. But he was in. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, and then the season before that was Boosted One Trick Scrubs versus High Newt 2, Electric Boogaloo, which was a fun match to. That was a fun team. Playing with it was T-Mock and it was Lunchbox DJ and it was Broto Swaggins. It was just a fun team.
Oh, yeah. I think that was my first season.
Dang, time flies. Because I feel like you've been here forever.
We are strong.
I feel like I have too. I know it's. I think I'm thinking about it. I think it's been. This is my third season now,
4,
if not maybe my second.
Okay.
1.
Well, away we go. We've got triple DPS versus Death Ball. That's pretty much the story of this whole set. We got Shaka on the Lucio. He's really angry when he pulls up the Lucio. That much. Bobo's still taking the Wrecking Ball. Go ahead.
I think the call here from Did Somebody Say Peanut Butter is kind of the Season 8 meta minus the Zen with the Lucio. They're just going to kind of W mouse one into them as fast as possible, enabling their tank line and taking them out.
With the huge pile drive. Gets all 6 people. T-Mark goes down instantly. New Captain Turk goes down instantly. They get a res on a T-Mark, but the point advantage currently going over to Fallas Duel. The Shaka Khan's trying to do a little bit to disrupt these snipers, but I don't know if he can quite enough. That was a huge play from Bobinator, and it shows in his ult charge. He's already 72% in mines. He's going to have them before this first fight is even done. Shaka Khan will take down Shinx on the back end, getting a little bit Reddit Lucio going. But the rest of his team, unfortunately, going down Reddit. But actually, New Captain Turk and Shaka still popping off a little bit. Maybe this is their triple DPS, the DPS Lucio out of Shaka Khan. Maybe that's the answer. Are they going to take that?
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
Their brig became the main thing. Oh my god, Cap. Okay, good.
Huge plays from New Captain Turk and Shaka Khan, but Shaka Khan will go down at the hands of Bobinator. Can they stall this out in time for him to be back? He is Lucio, so it's not like it'll take him forever to get back. Ult-wise, we've got Dragons, we've got Mines, that's it. So with huge advantage, we do have Val coming up soon for Eldorado, which will be nice to have, especially in this type of a setup where everything's kind of spread out all over the place. Dragons going to box him, and Zerathus's just going to be executed with that two-man play. Mine's not using EMP coming in. EMP canceling the beat from Shaka Khan. A huge play there from standing random, but he will go down for it. Eldorado going to get the res back on the Zarathustra. Jinx picking up 2 kills on the side. I don't know if it's going to be Jinx picking up 3 kills off on the side. Is that going to be enough? Jinx and Fox doing a 3v6 mission with Twigs at their back. As they take down the rest of the team, Shaka Khan going to try and stall this out as long as he can. How long can he? Not quite long enough. Oh, it's so good. They will get 50% to the cap, but a huge EMP from Stan and Randall. I don't know if he planned that or if it was accidental, but that was huge what you want to look for out of an ult like that to shut down the beat.
I think this comp is the right call. They just need to stay together more. They're playing really split. They're playing like Fallas Duel, but they don't have like comp.
Exactly.
That's a good pick.
Rally gonna come in early here. Mine's coming in early as well, and a huge play from Bobinator. Can they live through it? It looks like they will. The extra armor from Rally doing wonders to stay alive. Eldorado has gotten separated as the Dragons will come through and take out Shaka Khan, as well splitting up the team. That looks like it for now. They will actually cap it back. But for how long is the question? Maybe long, because you have Turk is popping off on this Hanzo right now. Huge picks, huge kills. Bobinator is back along with Jinx. Gonna get a little bit of right click action on a T-Mock. But this fight, you're okay taking this fight for as long as you can. If you're peanut butter, you have control of the point. You'll take this fight all the way to 90% if it means you're at 90%, you're at last fight. Shaka Khan still staying alive. Zarathustra getting pressured out. Shaka Khan on the back line, not getting any kills yet, but another EMP coming in. It looks like a solo EMP just on the Zarathustra. But it's going to win the point. But again, you're already almost in last fight territory here for peanut butter. You've got a pretty good ult economy to come back working with. You've got Shattered, you've got Grav.
They have Grav Dragons.
Yeah. And you cap a Turk again! That's like the 3rd time he's gapped Fox. This is what you want to see out of a player like New Captain Turk. Mines coming in early from Bobinator. Shouldn't look like it shouldn't get anything, just kind of stall and
Nice
split up
pick.
a little bit. But they're gonna get kills on the rest of it. High Noon from E-Jinx, gonna actually pick up Shaka Khan. This should be a hell of a fight. They're gonna use Shatter in this fight. As Cardus takes on E-Jinx, can they turn this? The Korean style of just press Q. Well, Cardus is gonna get hacked by standing Brando, excuse me, I got a case of the Belgians. And he will eventually go down. Interesting choice to commit the Shatter in that fight.
Yeah, I think
I'm
he's
not
gonna want
sure
that
I
one
would.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still have Grab Dragons though. But they're in pretty much last fight territory. They are in last fight territory.
Yeah, they are.
Grow stronger.
So this is the last one. Your ult economy's not looking too bad. You've got EMP, you'll have Dragons online. You have a chance you'll have a Nano online. That is it though. So if Peanut Butter can fight through the EMP and the Dragons, they're gonna be in a really good shape. Turn this back over. Dragons coming in early. Looks like that's just gonna split the team. Grab just on the Ana. Grab Dragon just on the Ana. I don't know if that's what you want out of that play. This might not be enough. The Capture gonna pick up the kill on the Twigs. Eldorado gonna even res cards. This might be it. This might be what Peanut Butter needs to make this standing random. Will pick up kill on his air booster. Where we have Team Ox and Fake kill on stand up random. This is gonna flip and keep on playing it. Thank you. This is getting close, boys.
It is getting close. There's somebody say Peanut Butter just needs to stay together. E-Jinx is gonna go for this High Noon at the high ground.
They're gonna
Unless
have
he
electric
gets taken
cow.
out?
Hemok on a solo mission, kind of like you said, playing like the main tank. Rally is gonna come in. They do have an electric cowboy coming in. There's the cowboy. There's the electric. Actually, the electric part on the Bobinator on this minefield. It's not gonna actually pick up any kills. He is getting pretty well pocketed. He will end up getting the kill on Eldorado. His good cover goes down to E-Jinx. But the rest of the team is still alive on the point. Shaka Khan, T-Mock, doing what they can to raid boss this up, seeing what they can do to make happen. They are going to be fighting in and around this little post in the middle. Dominator going in for another big engage. Zarathustra will go down to the hands of Nox, and this is super close. T-Mock will go down. Shaka Khan has to stall, like depends on it, and he's going to get EMP, just going to make it all but impossible. It's another Dragon Fox, but they got turned back. Will just get headshot by E-Jinx. That should be the flip. Now, is it the keep? It will not be the actually. Did they flip it? No, they did flip it. Okay. Cardus on the point will go down. Zarathustra on the Wrecking Ball will not be able to get the touch, and it's going to be a really hard fought first point here on Oasis. Whew, I can breathe.
Wow.
Somebody say something.
All right. So let's kind of break that down. So what?
Ready for battle.
I've got a question for you guys, and I know the answer, but I'm gonna have you guys answer this. What did somebody say Peanut Butter going for?
I'd say they were going for kind of just sustaining through the DPS. They had the Brig, they had the Lucio, they had kind of Death Ball setup. They were just trying to sustain through, not give up picks to burst damage and outvalue that way.
I think it's sustaining and also keeping the just having that center pillar and just literally just hiding behind it for a lot of the time.
Also, AJ's mad because he's playing Lucio.
I will not waste this opportunity.
What were you gonna say? It was real quick before the fight.
Pretty much that. It's just discount.
Okay. Okay, yeah, gotcha. So we are gonna see a little hookah setup here from Peanut Butter, as we've got Surprise, pretty heavy DPS comp, and we actually have a very heavy Death Ball. We've got the May coming in for T-Mock. It's gonna be hard to do anything about the Pharah as the May. Cardus, or no, Bobinator going in for a little jump, but he's alone. Oh, that's a huge purple though out of Beatums. That's what you want to see out of your Ana player. That's the type of plays that are going to make a difference in the fight. That's the place that will let you just kind of just sit on the point and not move. The ult coming out of Eldorado was interesting. They are trying to still sustain on this point. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to. And if you're Fallas Duel, you love this fight now because you are starting to take this away. You just kind of want to play this poke war as long as you can and just get free ult, or not free ult, free point percentage. Cardus trying to frontline as best as he can. Bobinator going to go in early. Got a bubble up top, a little bit of an interesting placement. T-Mock has sectioned off Fox, and he's going to get the freeze and will get the kill. That's a 5v6, but the EMP has come in on the other 3 members that are there. Another huge purple out of Beatums. We do have a... Looks like the kills are starting with a way Peanut Butter, though, so you should be able to flip this over.
T-Mox May popped off.
T-Mox May is
That
really
was
good at
nuts.
not being messed.
Huge, yeah.
So that was a lot of fighting. Talk me through.
It was just honestly a big cluster. They kind of ignored Team Mock on the Mei, and he just took advantage of the fact that he was being ignored and just killed everyone.
And now
Honestly,
he's got
that was it.
and now he's got Blizzard, and there's no Diva. He doesn't have to worry about getting eaten, which is a huge boon to him.
And they
in
don't
his
have a
play
defensive
on it.
ultimate.
Exactly. They are going to be fighting into Barrage and Blade and Val. They also have Eldorado has still to get. Wait a second. He used that.
Justice.
Barrage coming in early. Looks like it's not going to get any kills. Blade coming in early. Blizzard's going to happen. Blizzard's going to happen as Primal's happening on Bobo. Bobo is going to try and make as much happening on a point as he can. But Carter's going to have already picked up the kills to start this off. Ejinx and Choice taking to the skies, trying to run this fight from an aerial assault. But New Capitark is going to just kill Ejinx out of the air as a Reaper, because that's what's supposed to happen in that matchup.
My
What?
ultimate is charging.
I was gonna say,
So the
I wasn't
aerial
sure if I
Reaper.
was really liking the Reaper pick, but just in terms of having one tank, having the Widow and Hanzo, but if it works and they can get into the sight line.
I actually think that the Reaper pick is synergizing with the Mei. Whenever Bobinator was diving in, they were freezing him and freezing him.
And
were just
that's
destroying
what
him.
Winston
They did
is.
switch off into Orisa now
Bobo
as well.
onto the Orisa. They're going to try and solo tank the Orisa instead. Still not a great matchup into the Reaper, because it's still such a huge hitbox on that head, and Reaper can pretty much never miss. They are going to try and get this rotation on point. A nice setup, faking that they were going to go hookah and then just coming back to the main. EMP coming in, it will cancel New Capitar's last boss, not after he's killed Beatums. You're going to see trade kills from New Capitar and Cardis. Bobinator is down, that's your main take down, that's a bad trade. You don't want to take that trade if you're Palestine. Shock conflict and kill on the Fox. They're in last fight territory now. If you're Palestine, you can't afford to not let this fight be the win. Because Ejinx is still trying to do something here from the top platform, but we'll just get Shaka Khan in the face. I love that I called out where he was and then he just died. This should be the point over to Peanut Butter, and that it is.
Wow. That's what I like to see.
I like the alterations. I like going for the Mei. I like going for the Reaper. I fully expect we'll still see Mei, because this is not a university. Which, if you're gonna play Mei on any points on Oasis,
Ready for battle.
it's gonna be this one.
This is the one for sure.
So he's already played it on what was not the optimal Mei spot on Oasis, and now we are the optimal spot for Mei. And I don't think. Oh, we're gonna have a battle of the Meis. Are we gonna have a? We're gonna have a good old-fashioned bloodbath in the front lines. We got Mei, we got Zarya, we got Reinhardt. Let's go. I instantly give the advantage.
3,
Go ahead.
2,
Yeah, I was gonna give the advantage to Peanut Butter. Is that what you're going for as well?
Why though? I want to see if you know why.
They have more experience on these kind of comps.
They have a Lucio.
That, but they've
That
got the
too.
Lucio.
That
That's what
too.
I was gonna go for. Yeah.
Oh, look at us being on point. Shaka going real early. We'll look at this scouting. A huge Mei wall. That's what you see early. Is Edix is going to run an R cut out. New Capitark going to get pressured. Going to lose his rate early. We do see the Immortality field coming out to protect Shaka Khan while he's sleeping. A great use of that to protect your carry. Bobinator going to get walled off, and he's going to get killed. And this is exactly what you want to see if you're whatever the heck their team name is, fan. I lost track of the team name. Cardis going man mode, just swinging away. And that's what you want to see. Cardis already almost has a shadow. He's already 87 to it. Eldorado almost with a window.
I really
That's a
like
good
the
first fight.
From Peanut Butter. I think keeping those tanks, and having the Ryan Zara being so strong, keeping the Lucio to move things around, and then just
Well,
having
this. Go ahead, sorry.
the double defensive ult. I mean, not a defensive ult, but the Batiste has his defensive utility as well.
Right.
Which is great.
Cardis might be out of position. He actually gets the pin on the beater. Can he do anything? He will go down. Not the trick you want to look for, but if they can stall out on this point, they have the Immortality out. They don't quite have the. Looks like actually it's. Oh.
Pause.
Fuck. Sorry.
Did Bobo DC again?
I do not know. Okay. So we'll figure out what's going on here. It has to be me anyway, Paul.
Oh, okay.
Since I'm in control of the lobby. Yeah, I was busy analyzing. I didn't even see that. Thank you guys for saying something. Right Right.
Yeah,
That's the same
right.
thing. I thought it lagged out so hard. Well, but if he DC'd, then he should have instantly stopped. Whatever. We got the readies. We're pressing the ready button. Here we go.
Did somebody say peanut
Over
butter
the
is using the isolation technique with the Maywall?
And they're using
Really,
it
really well.
really well.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, now that we're back,
And they're matching the May to May. They're seeing the potential of it on this point. So hoping that'll help Fallas.
New Captain Turk gonna pick up a kill on a standing out early. Cardis is back now. As fights going in, Rally gonna come in from Fox and Windows coming out here for El Dorado. There should be another one team fight for Peanut Butter, provided nothing squirrely happens. Ejinx is on the back line, is gonna pick the kill on El Dorado. Maybe, maybe not. Shaka Khan will go down to the hand of Twix. Ejinx will eventually kill him.
Oh.
And a nice wall by Ejinx to stop the shadow from Cardis.
Oh god.
Aggressive. Oh, it's the
Everyone's frozen! Everyone except New Kappa Turk.
That was amazing. I don't even know what to say at that.
I don't know. New Kappa Turk is in the backline playing his own game right now, so
Well, if you ever talk
it's
to him,
working.
it's working, and I think this is gonna be the map going over. This Cardis is just giving 0 fucks. They don't even get to touch. That's gonna be Peanut Butter taking it 2-1 in the set. Highlight of the match so far is the Venn diagram of May holds.
That was pretty funny.
Oh my gosh. And I think this
Okay, I
might
think
be
this has
from
to be
that
it.
play.
Nope,
No,
it's not.
nope.
Oh, it's the Aerial Reaper.
No, that wasn't even the Aerial Reaper I was talking about. The Aerial Reaper happened when Reaper was more over on this side of the map, like not even on the point. But that was saying a well-played map. And what I was gonna say at one point, and then the whole pause happened thing, was that this was the first comp that Peanut Butter has run that has 4 Trial Schools hand and made them change comp. So they're
That's a
onto
good
something
point,
with this
yeah.
comp. Okay, so now we're testing the rules knowledge. So we have this new thing that we're doing where for maps 4 and 5, it's gonna be decided by whoever had lost game 3. But I need to double check what map type. AJ would know. Whoa.
It looks like it's did somebody say Peanut Butter's choice?
Oh right, because they're down.
And
2.
Kartos has to go.
That's right. So it's an escort. Paul, y'all need a tank? Okay. Looks like we're gonna have a brief moment to figure out what's going on here.
You know, it's an unpopular opinion, but I'm a little upset that nobody in this league actually runs goats and runs it well.
Runs it well, yes. So, I don't know what's going on, but apparently Carcass had to go. They're gonna sub in banging the drums. So it's probably gonna end up happening is Zarathustra's probably gonna end up swapping onto the main tank. Shaka Khan will stay on the off tank. You're gonna look at probably Eldorado and T-Mac on supports. Zed. And then New Captain Turk and Bangin probably taking. Yes, that's probably what's going to happen there. Not to say that they can't still make that happen. They still have the core elements from what they had before, because you can still put T-Mock onto the Mei and then swap Bangin on drums. He does have a serviceable Lucio, so you can still fill that slot. Just you won't have the Shaka Khan. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
So we need to find out what. So we're gonna be moving to Mexico. Alvarado. PBB Dorito. All right, so let's reset. Let's reset everybody's mind. You guys have been in situations like this as players, where you're in a series, it's going tight, you're trying to figure out what's happening. Talk me through what you'd be doing if you are Fallas Duel at this point, and you're setting up for this fourth.
So for me, what is did somebody say peanut butter? What are they doing? They're isolating targets using the PMAOWL, and then the Reaper's just taking him out with his high amount of damage. So how to counter that is you have to play something distancy. The quad DPS that they're running or that they are good at running could counter that, honestly. The issue comes with the ball or the Winston, which is what the tanks normally run with it. The Mei's gonna freeze it, and that Reaper's just gonna kill it.
Exactly.
So, for attacking, I think they're gonna be at a bit of a disadvantage in their style and the way they run things. But for defense, I think it might be a little easier for them. They could also run a bunker. That could work.
True. It is serviceable to run a bunker. Like Bobo can play Arisa. He's a Masters main tank. He can play Arisa. And Stan and Rando's shown that he has the Diva. Granted, it's not necessarily knowledgeable on bunker, but really the Diva playstyle bunker isn't that difficult. It's just knowing when to use your cooldowns. It'll be interesting to see. So that if you're peanut butter, you've got a little bit of momentum. You want Oasis, but you're now down your main tank, your captain. Where are you at if you're in their shoes?
I think they just need to ride the momentum. I think they need to have fun. Honestly,
I love when people just say about Overwatch. My team's always played best winners.
Yeah, like my team too. Adventures of Billy. We at the beginning or the middle of the part of the season, we kind of got really sad because we were losing and we were like, "What is happening?" Blah blah blah. And then we had a few lineup switches. It was kind of weird. And then we just kind of started memeing around. I mean, with a team with me and Hansu on it, like, what do you?
Yeah, right. And
but,
Will.
Yeah, and Will and Josh and Billy, who's a meme himself.
Right.
We just kind of had fun, and once we started having fun, we actually started. I don't want to say dominating, but it was kind of some fights were very one-sided.
Well, and you guys started experimenting with like, let's just see what happens if Hansu plays Reinhardt.
Let's see what happens when he plays Junkrat. Fun fact: he played Junkrat on Horizon last week. He had never played Junkrat ever. If you go look at his account,
that's hilarious.
He has 2 minutes on Junkrat.
Oh gosh, PBB vibrate. I don't even want to know what prompted that one.
But anyway, I think that peanut butter just needs to have fun.
I absolutely amen to that. Okay, and away we go. Oh. I misinterpreted what Shaka said as far as let's go. So we might not be
we're
starting
gonna go
yet.
play Destiny 2. Him and I.
Ready for battle.
Okay, we're going. It sounds like Eldorado has a tornadic cell about to go over him. That's fun.
Tell him
that
to
happen.
move.
Yeah, just move right now. We had that happen for a PMALCS. I think it was a playoff match. My jungler had that happen. Like, a tornado was coming, And so in between games, he literally had to like go take cover in his closet for 10 minutes. It was kind of scary. It was front lash actually. Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah, he's my jungler, or was my team's jungler.
Attackers incoming.
So, looks like some of the bunkers there. Thooster gonna take the Aris, Shaka Khan on the Diva, new Turk on the Bastion, Dorada on the Baptiste, T-Mac on the Ashe, banging on the Mercy. Wait a second. We'll see how that goes. Stan and Rando's gonna just get melted by this bunker. It's gonna be hard to break this bunker with the confidence. Yes, they have dive, but they don't really have the shield break to be able to pressure to find a good chance to make a dive happen. The only thing they can do is just ride the payload along. They're gonna force a rotation out of Peanut Butter, it looks like. As T-Mac is gonna get res. That res is now not in their fashion. They need it. A nice little rotation is gonna take in the window of the bridge above ground. As Shaka Khan is trying to do Diva duties by holding this point. New Turk in a very aggressive position, but is working out for him. He will jump down onto the low ground. And it looks like we're generally stalling out, I think, as long as Cardis can get out of there. He cannot! This is going to be a huge chance maybe to make something happen for Fallas Duel. Dragon's coming in, going to split off the team, and this should actually be Fallas being able to punch it through.
The difficulty with running bunker on that high ground over there is there's a lot of ways to surround the bunker, and that's how you counter a bunker, is by surrounding it and not allowing it to do what it wants. Just keep you in front and just shoot you down.
Well, and bunker is historically much better on 2 CPs, where it's just stagnant, or like hybrids on a straight payload. It's hard because the payload's already moving, and you need to be able to contest the payload from moving. It's not like a control point where you can give up the stick and then go. Interesting bomb choice by Stan and Rando. It stopped me mid-sentence. Sorry about that. New Turk is going to swap to the Widow and get capped by E-Jinx. Says, you beat me once in this duel, but I'm not losing this one. Seismic amount of E-Jinx. It's going to make it very hard to approach this payload before it gets most of the way through Street Space. Banger on Drums has also swapped onto the Lucio. Nano on the Bobinator, as he's going to go really hard, this is all just about making space. You don't really care if it is a fight. You're using this opportunity as Fallas to just get a whole bunch of free payload movement, exactly. But the kills are starting to come across. T-Mac will end up getting the kill on the stand and random. Can they get a recontest Bob? He's already been used. It will be killed. Looks like they will be able to get a recontest at least to stop the payload movement. But that's like 70% of Streets phase just for free, maybe even 80%. And they're still going. Really well played through Streets phase. This is where on these payload maps, this is where these triple quad DPS comps always shine. And it's not even really because it's the Diva. I need to stop calling it that when it's not that. Alright, let's talk. Hopefully some fighting ends for a little while.
It's just clean up and staggering.
Yeah, I want to hear you guys' thoughts.
Point A and point B of Dorado are really good for snipers because there's so many long sight lines, and we saw that with Fox and E-Jinx on the Hanzo and the Widow. Just really taking advantage of all that because New Turk ran the Widow to try and take them out, but lost the sniper battle.
Right. So we do see a Roadhog switch for Shaka Khan and the Mei switch for T-Mac. Going back to the similar idea, shotguns and that's and it's all just designed around just killing Bobinator as fast as they can. They will get the kill on the Twigs as T-Mac gets some work done on the backline and should get out to live. Primal coming into Bobinator, but he's just frozen. He's just feeding Ultra Shards at this point. Sin and Rando gonna try and cover him. Window gonna come out from El Dorado as well as the Immortality field. Sin and Rando gonna lose his mech, but he does have his bomb to reset. Shouldn't kill anybody, just gives an extra health bar to Stan and Rando. And it looks like the fight's gonna stall, but Stan and Rando getting hooked back in by Shaka Khan as Zerathusha will take on things with a nice fire strike. And this really should be the fight stalling and first semblance of control for Peanut Butter since really the beginning of the map.
Mm-hmm. The switch off of Diva to the Roadhog for Shaka Khan was to add more damage to the front line and create more pressure from the front line. But now they don't have anything to deal with. Oh, and as I say it, E-Jinx switches off the Widow.
So it's kind of funny. You see the Roadhog swap to counter a Winston, and then you see a Reaper swap to counter the Roadhog. Everybody's trying to play shotgun, and Foxham's dead! Blizzard coming in from T-Mock, gonna get grabbed by Twigs. Ejinx will pick up a kill on a T-Mock and a kill on an Eldorado. This is maybe the pick they were looking for. Can he live through this? He will get flashbang, he will go down! Kevin Turk gonna get the kill they need to maybe follow through. Bobinator on the Roadhog, on the Reinhardt. Gonna maybe try and make some stuff happen as well with his trusty Zarya at his hip. Standing Rando, for my opinion, much better Zarya than D.Va. Nano Reinhardt coming in. It's gonna be a kind of doing, not getting anything done here from the Kevin Turk. Standing Rando's gonna take down Eldorado as Shaka is back on the point. Big shatter from Bobo that looked really weird. But
Wait,
it was
this
still a
is
shatter.
Darth
But it knocked down Shaka Khan.
Oh shit.
Okay,
I was asleep.
okay, thank you. Thank you for that. And there should be another hold for Peanut Butter.
I'm patched up.
I'm really liking the swaps off on Peanut Butter. I think that they've got something that contests the point a lot more. That initially they, as we were saying, they just didn't have anything that the bunker wasn't able to contest, and they were just kind of losing so much ground. Now they've got the Mei, they've got the Ryan, they've got the Roadhog. Contesting is
I don't know if that beat's gonna be enough. Oh, but the Matrix will be. As we've got stuff happening everywhere. I'm not calling it any of it. That's we've got a lot of fights coming. We're gonna have a nano on the Bobinator. It's frozen and taking a lot of damage, but he's just not gonna die. The shatter coming in.
Big slam.
2 or 3. Not quite enough though. Shaka Khan gonna use his whole hog. Gonna try and just push pretty back. He's half health though, and he will go down to a headshot from Fox. And standing random on the side, gonna get picked off by the Mei and the Baptiste. But it's just trade kills everywhere. Well, at this point, if you're Peanut Butter, you're honestly okay with that, really, because trading 1 for 1, you have such a close respawn. I'll trade 1 for 1 kills at this point all the time ever. So, we got a little bit of a lull. We've got Dragons, we've got Death Blast on the side of Foul Stool. We've got a Shatter coming up soon and a Window coming up soon. For Peanut Butter, they've also got a High Noon for Kevin Turk. Sleep going on to Shaka Khan as New Kappa Turk picks the kill on the Twigs. That's huge. Window coming out from Eldorado. Cinerano is going to pick a kill on his New Kappa Turk. The big death blossom. That was a weird interaction. That was weird as heck, but nothing was going to come of it as it was a great immortality field from Eldorado and then a good hook from Shaka Khan. Dragons coming across now that the invulnerability field is down, but it won't get any kills. Pressure still going across the Jinx is untouched. One going to be hit by the Shatter. A great counter Shatter. This might still be the kills this house still needs, as Fox was untouched on this high ground. Shaka Khan gonna use his hog. Oh, he could have just turned around and kept Fox, but he didn't quite have time. A big freeze coming in. T-Mac is gonna play into at least overtime, and it will stall. That's everybody frozen. T-Mac gonna look for kill on the 15. We'll get it. Eldorado gonna get 2 kills.
Dude, biggest blizzard.
That was
huge stall by
That was the biggest blizzard of 2019.
Oh my god.
Other than the Venn diagram blizzards.
0 to 2.
That was just funny.
It was
That
twice the
that one
size.
did more.
That one had more impact.
You're right.
Wow.
So, Peanut Butter know what they need to do to force this to a map 5 and try to make the reverse sweep happen. They know what they gotta do. They just gotta push this card. Not even technically all the way, pretty much all the way, but it doesn't have to fully cap because they weren't. It was still a little bit left over. And I know that I feel like they just need to stick to their guns and do this shotguns and pops at the top that they're leaning on so heavily. They've got. Do they have? They don't really have an Ana player though with Greg, T-Mac on the net, so it's hard to get the hard pocket like that. And so not necessarily have a hard pocket for the Roadhog. They do have the Eldorado Baptiste, which is actually doing a lot of work. But a nano boosted, like a perpetually nano boosted Roadhog would be what they need to make this happen. I was playing some comp with Shaka Khan earlier, and one map he picked Roadhog, I picked Ana, I just nanoed him. I think I got 3 nanos in a full. I think it was insane. just because it's so much full charge from support. Exactly.
Please move behind the back
We
We'll
see
see
the
how this
bunker
goes.
coming out from Fallas Duel.
And we were kind of calling for that. We were saying there's potential. It's going to be really hard. That's the one downside. Is the bunker's going to be really hard to break if you're Roadhog May for your DPS. You don't really have a great way to get up there. You've got some shield break out of New Captain and Shaka Khan.
Coming up.
Huge
Oh,
ball.
you can just you can just do that too, actually. But it's not necessarily a saving grace. You need to see Peanut Butter kind of just hug this cart, do what Fallas did to them, and just get it around the side. They've already lost. They've lost their Baptiste and their Reinhardt early. But the point's still moving. They're still on the point.
Contesting the point.
He will go down to Standard Rando eventually, but that's step one of contesting this down. You got him off of that high ground. Now you got a little bit more room to play with as the attackers.
I don't know how I feel about the Ana. It could go synergize well with the soldier, but I would have loved to see a Mercy, especially
Yeah, for the res.
For the res, but for the Bastion plus for the Orisa, there's really not a whole lot that can be nanoed, but we'll see if that's going to hold them in.
Don't ever underestimate
Nano
Nano to Reese. Nano to Reese is actually disgusting, just for the record. Foxman's gonna have pretty much uncontested high ground up here with E-Jinx on this Roadhog. It's gonna be hard to deal with this combination as a huge purple coming in from Beatums. Shaka Khan getting a nice boot, but he's super weak. Oh no, that was banging my drums. I'm sorry, I forgot to swap. We're getting the first pick on the Foxman as they're trying to close this space. Team Up will have a Blizzard here. It's gonna have to be a huge one. Blizzard coming. It will catch the Bastion and Baptiste, but the Immortality, that's what they may be looking for.
Oh,
But
but he
the
charges
pin
them
off
out.
the Immortality!
Charges him out of the.
Great, that's super. This fight should go the way of Fallas Duel, but James and Twigs are still alive. Window coming out from El Dorado to try and do a little more damage as Foxman is still alive as well, but Shaka Khan is looking at him and beaming him down as the sorry huge plays from the side of him.
They have a potential for a huge dagger on E-Jinx and on Twigs.
Well, they're just ult battering him right now.
Yeah. He has another shatter.
Well, he didn't shatter that last fight. It was the freeze. It was the blizzard. But he does have the shatter here. That's fortified down, and the shield has been thrown. If you can get a good angle here for this shatter from their booster, that's kind of your game for next fight. But they are going to smartly back up and just give some ground. The Orisa Bastion here really does work better around this second bend after this little like view on the point as Zerathushin gets slept and does some damage, but nothing too major. Nothing to worry about too much. They do have grab dragons here. The tank form is coming out from Standard Rando. Beat coming from Bang My Drums. He will barely get it compared to Zerathushin, who's in danger of not getting it from line of sight. Dragons coming in from New Captain Turk, not going to grab will miss. It actually kind of still hit.
Yeah, it does hit. It's out of order.
It worked in the end. No, but Standard Rando is still alive, which is the target you really want to kill out of that whole mix. And you're pretty much looking at a reset. Shaka Khan in a really bad spot. Stalled out. Nano coming out late. I don't know if that was needed, but it's one of those situations. It's always better to say sorry, especially with long spawns here on the second point.
You can get Nano so fast that
True.
it doesn't really matter.
And unfortunately, without having a Winston,
No,
Never
nice
mind.
pick.
never mind. I was gonna say Foxman's
Say
got
about
free
the-
reign on the
the
high
free
ground,
high
and then
ground.
you got
Let them up.
We'll go down. Team up, or no? Shadow coming in late, but Standard Rando was untouched by. How did they win that fight? Wait a second.
Standard Rando ignored Zarathustra. He shot at other stuff, and not the
That
Ryan who
was-
just slammed its whole team.
That was so weird, but
That was odd.
New Turk was playing out of his brain since he's
Yeah,
gonna
he
get
has.
slapped. It's a little bit dangerous, but he shouldn't be in any real dark harm. This should be Street Face finished for Peanut Butter.
Nice.
And now this is where their comp can really thrive. These small corridors, these choke points. This is where you really like this. And you've got a Blizzard coming up. You got Blizzard Dragons coming up. That could be enough to win this map in and of itself.
Let them up.
Window coming out early from Twigs. And here's the Blizzard from T-Mock. This is what you're looking for. It's going to catch Foxum in the back. Beatums will not get caught. It's only one person. But that might be enough to pressure out to win the fight, as it kept Beatums from doing any healing for his main tank. His Eliminator is down. Twigs is down. And you've still got Dragons. You've got a Shatter. You almost have a grab. You have all the tools you need if you're Peanut Butter. You just got to not throw here, and then this should be your map. And they just keep staggering the kills. Go ahead,
Boston
Honor.
was just leave and just reset Like now.
Let them up.
Fire at
An
will.
early window. The grab coming in to hold him on the point. Grab. Back into Dominator's dead. And Phoenix is dead as well. Fox will pick up Eldorado on the backside. Ejinx is onto the main. Even point from moving throughout that fight, which is kind of integral. So at least like they're gonna get another contest. Bob gonna come out on his Zarathustra. Gonna shatter 3, counting Bob. Gonna get the pin onto Bob. Excuse me. Sorry, I about died there for a moment. Nano Bob Dominator coming in. He's not gonna go down, but the point's like right there. Dominator, can he do enough twigs? It's just pumping healing into him, just being all over his main tank. But he will go down. Big coalescence. That's what we want to see. The vulnerability field has not been touched from Eldorado. The point is right there. The big shatter, but nobody can touch. And
Oh,
forward for peanut butter.
dude. We got a game.
We got us a game, boys.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure this is the final stall on offense.
Yeah, it is.
Ugh.
This was nasty. This was absolutely nasty. Ooh, target priority right there.
Well, yeah, he wasn't gonna kill Bobinator there. He wasn't gonna get that kill. Not before Bobinator was unfrozen, but he could get the kill. Well played. It wasn't even a full shotguns and popsicles because Shaka Khan had something, but still well played. Using that Mei and it kind of showing that right now Fallas doesn't have a counter for the pick. That's what they really need to figure out if they're gonna win this match as we go to the deciding map 5. And I believe we pick from Control.
I'll keep my eyes out. That'll be my one job.
Okay. So Paul, talk me through. If you're Fallas and you're prepping for this 5th map, what is your game?
I mean, just hopefully in the first part is just staying cool, knowing that there's a lot of pressure coming back from a kind of being on the end of a sweep where you were feeling super good. 2 games in, you're already you're totally clobbering them, and just being on that back end, where they're just kind of on their heels right now. So I'm hoping that doesn't affect them at all. They're able to be able to analyze and say, okay, things aren't as going as well. Their team is able to. They're making some swaps. They've got a strong Mei. How are we going to deal with this? I'm really hoping that they can stay cool with it. And is it Busan that's coming up next?
Yes, Fallas
Okay.
has selected Basan, which makes sense. It plays well to triple DPS and sniper.
Yes.
They have
yes.
plenty of skill at.
Yeah, I think that especially the last 2 points have been payload maps, or at least partial payloads, if I'm correct.
Well, it was Oasis for the 3rd map, so it was actually controlled then.
Oh, that's what it was. But at least the last map, I think that the comp that Peanut Butter came out with was just very strong in that payload map, and seeing maybe a more control point. I don't know. I'm hoping to see Fallas Duel just pulling out something, dealing with the Mei, the Zarya is just shredding through everything else. So the Mei is doing a lot of the freezing, but even if that gets dealt with, Shaka is gonna just laser beam anybody else that he sees. So just being able to deal with that, I'm not sure how they're gonna do it, but just staying cool, staying calm, and knowing that they've got some good strats, they've got some things to fall back on, and maybe they're gonna go back again to that triple DPS again.
And it looks like Zarathustra has currently DC'd, so we're in a little bit of. Matt did not DC. Matt. This is it's actually kind of good probably for both teams. Have a little second. Reset the mental. Because even Peanut Butter, that was a hard fought victory. They did not have an easy time throughout Streets phase at all. They got just kind of run through in the first 2 points by Fallas. they handled the bunker well, and they maneuvered Street's phase really well using their comp to their advantage. And Faustul, same thing. They played really well there throughout parts of their defense and throughout their attack, but they just didn't quite have enough. So. This gives us a second to breathe.
Yeah.
And I need it. Real quick, I want to give a big shout out to you guys for coming and casting with me tonight. It's a fun, pleasurable cast. And we've had some really great games, so it's been worth it. Especially Paul.
Sure.
This was your first time casting with us, right?
I decided 5 minutes before the game started. I just walked in and was like, hey, as a joke, she's like, hey, am I casting? And well, now I'm here. No, it's fun. It's exciting. These games are exciting, and I'm sure the marketing team is loving seeing a 5-game. You know, a lot more advertisements coming out and whatnot too. So, no,
Absolutely.
It's exciting games. It's fun.
And so the winner of this next map, Busan, will be taking on
My team, the
Goat's
Adventures
Gone.
of Billy.
Oh, did you guys win?
Yeah, we slammed
Oh,
him.
my bad. We take it on the Billy team. And that'll also prove to be a good match because your team has a lot of different looks. Zarathustra's back.
You never know what we're gonna throw at you.
Right.
When we don't either.
Okay, we're going to Busan. Heading to Korea. The map has grown on me. I'm still not a huge fan of it, but it's good.
I
We're gonna
love
be
this
starting
map.
on Mecha Base, a map which I honestly expect Peanut Butter to win. They've proven they have the better death ball out of these two teams. They've got the better. They play around the May better. So I think that this is going to go their way. This does, however, lend to Pharah really well, which San Reno has a strong Pharah. Aegis is a strong Pharah. Foxum's got a good Pharah. All of them are good Pharah players, so you can see that look. You can also see some more double sniper with a wrecking ball. You can also see them just kind of ram it at their face with Ryan Zarya. It looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to go some Ryan Zarya, but with a potential Junkrat. So we haven't seen any of tonight from anywhere. Interesting choice. Must be something about this map with the high grounds that you have accessible as the Junkrat. And as predicted, pretty much running the same comp they've been running the last few maps. The Ryan Zarya, the May. No shotguns to be seen, but I imagine Shaka Khan might swap onto that if need be, but I don't think need will be. I think they're going to be sticking with Zarya throughout this map. Go.
Fallas is trying something new with the. They've got a Junkrat out here. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping that that's
They have
going
a
to be able to do
Ryan
with the May a little bit better. too.
They've run some Ryan. They've run some Ryan Zarya. But this is the first time they've like run it straight out the gate. As we got the first engagement coming, and yeah, true. A big pin from.
Oh!
But now he's down away from the entire team. Shaka Khan will get a kill on the beat him as well. This should be the first cap going over to Peanut. Now it looks like it will. New Capital playing with fire, but he's gonna get a. He's gonna.
1v3.
What? New Capital
With the wall jump.
turning off his brain and just clicking on the heads. What a play from New Capital.
No.
Holy guacamole, New Capital. That was sick, dude. Well played. Anyway, what are we looking at ult-wise here? Well, actually, it looks like a nice little rotation. Seeing the choke that was had, they're gonna step on a point. A nice counter shot of there, or counter charge there from Bo, but he's gonna be run through and over by Shaka Khan getting the kill. As Aegis has a pretty decent, he's just gonna get walled off. That feels so bad as Junkrat because you just can't kill the wall pass. Freeze coming in from team. I'm not gonna get too much, but we'll zone off the fight away from Snakes a little bit. Zarathustra's gonna miss the pin, but this fight pretty much all but over at this point now. As Peanut Butter should just walk away with the win, and any sticking around here is just gonna more stagger and more percentage. That's exactly what happened. Bowminator comes in the fight late and dies. Shaka Khan will go down. That's a huge pick that you want to see. I'm sure Shaka Khan was huge on energy at that point. You're always happy resetting that shard, especially when you're behind there. Oh!
Oh, Fiesta going on right now.
huge value out of that immortality field though. As the wall will separate Bominator and Twig, I don't know what's happening, but this fight
I have no idea what's happening.
Wow.
Who's winning?
I think Fallas Duel is winning, but I
think,
can't
but
tell.
maybe beat it. Nope, Fallas Duel. Yeah, Fallas Duel. I think Fallas.
So from what I saw, we had the early dragons that didn't get really any value because of the immortality. And then we had the Shatterton by Zarathustra who got slept out of it, stunned out of it, I don't even know. He got CC'd out of it somehow. And then Grav came in, Tyre came in, another Grav came in, another Blizzard, I don't even know. That fight was insane. Bominator is in a bad spot right now though, unfortunately. As he will go down. This might be the point swapping right back over to Peanut Butter.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to figure out how to take care of T-Mock on this main.
Well, they're gonna hope that downtown is the next map because downtown is not the best main map.
No, and it's a fantastic sniper map too.
Exactly. So they're gonna be hoping that that's there. They can get some, maybe get some play back there. But this might not be over yet. Standing Rando and Twix are still on the point. Hold on. Hold the phone.
Who has better tracking? Twigs.
It wasn't even about who was better tracking. It was
Twigs.
it was Standing Rando has healing. Nope, I spoke a little soon. What? Fallas Duel managed to swap it back over. And they're getting.
They will have Grab Dragons this fight, and they have Blizzard still.
Grab Dragons as a Tyre. You've got Blizzard Dragons on the side of Blizzard coming in early actually, but Tyre gonna come in. It should be a huge Tyre. And it's 2. That's huge. That's the play you're looking for. You don't have to. Maybe you didn't want to use both DPS, but that's huge. You got a full team right. You're now 2.5 fights away from victory here on this first map. You have to fight into Shatter Dragons with the Grab online soon, and all you've got to answer it right now is a Shatter and a Grab from Fallas Duel. Window coming out early for Eldorado. Gonna try and keep his team nice and healthy throughout all of that. Grab Dragons is gonna be huge from Kevin first. And
was
the
another
Tyre is
Tyre.
huge! Oh my god, Shaka Khan is huge though. Okay, so
That's it. This is the lone tank duo.
so it was Grabs at the same time. You saw the Shatters at the same time. Dragons took down 2, and even though Yijing's had a huge Tyre, the point will go over to Peanut Butter. Some insane team fights throughout that whole point. And we're actually headed to Shrine. So not necessarily the map that Fallas Duel was hoping for unless they have a really great set strat. It looks like they are going to maybe run some Pharmacy. Gonna go back to their roots, some Pharmacy, some triple DPS. Gonna try and outdistance the Death Ball, but New Capaturk is gonna be the linchpin here. If he keeps playing the way he's been playing, it's gonna be very tough because he's the ranged assault. And there isn't a hero on this map other than Wrecking Ball that New Capaturk can't one-shot. So I think it's going to be really... If New Capaturk pops off, Peanut Butter's going to win this point. If New Capaturk doesn't hit the shots, then Fallas Duel are going to win this point. As the initial engage comes in around this drum, Bobinator going to take out Eldorado, but seems like they're taking out Freedoms in the process. And Bobinator taking out New Capaturk. Yeah, this is going to be the first point going over to Fallas Duel pretty handily, actually. What do you guys think?
Fallas is strongest when Bobinator is on the ball, and
It's taken care of.
Wait. Anyway, okay, so yeah, they're fine. Fallas Duel is strongest when Bobinator is on the ball and they're running that triple DPS.
Absolutely.
It's what they practice, it's what they're good at. It plays to their strengths as a team.
And it explains why they chose Busan. Although this hasn't actually even been won yet.
It's
Fight is
still going.
on.
And New Capaturk is on the McCree now.
It's gonna be a first control for Peanut Butter somehow.
Wow. What? How's that flashback not hit the Mercy?
This fight is still happening. Peanut Butter are gonna take this first point? Are you kidding me?
Dude.
Losing the initial picks, but unfortunately because the fight was taken over by Drum and it took so long for Fallas Duel to converge on the point, they just weren't able to cap in time to make use of those picks. And the respawns came in time to be able to cap the point and to be able to fight. Standard Rando trying to make some stuff happen. We do have an EMP and a barrage inside of Fallas Duel. We got the window for El Dorado, along with High Noon for New Cap. Shatter gonna be online soon. Grab gonna be online soon. We have Dragons now as well for Fox. Dragons gonna come in early along with the Mind Field for Bobo and the EMP. Gonna try and press Q in along.
Yeah, everyone's pressing Q.
Justice.
We got the High Noon coming in from New Cap. We'll take E-Jinx down. Is that enough to win this fight? No, it will not be. I don't.
Maybe.
It might be. Zarathustra just kind of being the unmovable force, and there's no a movable object. And there's no unmovable. I butchered it. It was gonna be a cool thing, and then I messed up. But the picks aren't coming the way of Fallas Duel, as Foxen will get a kill and another kill. E-Jinx gonna pick up Zarathustra. That will be the swap back over after 57% of capture progress for Peanut.
So you see they have EMP, they have Grab and Shatter on the side of Peanut Butter, and then they have just a Nano on the side of Fallas Duel. So coming in, I'm trying to think what the approach is. Obviously one of the tanks is going to get Nano. Or, no, not Nano, I'm sorry. Wrong. They're going to EMP Shatter or EMP Grab.
I might need this later.
I feel like
I think EMP Shatter would be a little better.
I feel like the EMP needs to catch Bobinator. If we can catch Bobinator in the EMP and focus him down. That's an early pick, and T-Max down. They don't have the EMP now. Dragons moves back across the box and again. Not gonna get any picks, but it is gonna push Peanut Butter out of the route that they were trying to take. Standing Rando looking for a little bit of poke, maybe doesn't have his EMP ready quite yet. Peanut Butter are in a position where they can just press Q to win game long. Like, they've got the tools at their disposal, and there's no defensible on the side of Fallas Duel. New Cap will take down Foxen to start it off. They might not even need to use any of their combos. They can get on the point and get the split here quickly. Banging on drums is low, but he should get sustained up. Bobinator is swinging away on the point. Looks like High Noon coming in from New Cap will take down Beatums. This is gonna be another big pick. Mine's coming in. EMP from that was from T-Mock. E-Jinx trying to turn this. He's gonna get 2 before he goes down, but I don't think it's gonna be quite enough. Twigs is gonna be looking for some kind of desperation res, maybe. As he will get the res up on the Bobinator. That's the target you want to get res. Can they get the rest of the plays they need? They have Shatter, they have Beat, they still haven't flipped this point, and we're in last fight territory for Fallas Duel. You've gotta win this fight now if you are Peanut Butter. You've invested so much, you need to be wrecking this. And the Shadow's gonna come in, gonna catch Bobinator. That's the only person about EMP gonna come in, but Beat trying really well for taking my drums as it comes after he hit for that EMP so well, and the capture is almost on Peanut Butter here, as they should swap this back over at the last second, and they will.
Now Peanut Butter has to hold for the rest of the map. They can't lose a single fight because, I mean, okay, it's obvious. I don't have to tell you why.
Talk me through that last fight though. On our ball, whoever wants to.
It was really scrappy, honestly. I think everyone was trying to hard carry on the side of Fallas Duel, and it worked kinda for a little bit. But once Peanut Butter was able to get everyone back, it was just inevitable that Fallas Duel was gonna lose it.
Right. We are now in official last fight territory. Whoever wins this last fight will be the winner of the map. Bobinator going in for a little bit of an engage. Another huge mortality kill gets a lot of value. El Dorado has been on point. Huge kills coming across. New Cap going to take down 2. Foxman's going to get banging my drums. He's not going to take a kill on Bobinator. E.G.'s going to go down. He's going to be built EMPs through. This should be Peanut Butter taking the victory. And it is. Somebody say Peanut Butter will take the win and will take the match and will take on the Invincibility in the finals.
Nice. Wow, what a comeback.
The reverse sweep this tire though.
Wow.
Actually, which one is it? It could be one of the two.
It's gonna be the one in the hall. Wait, no.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Sad. It was so sad that they weren't able to turn that, because that was a huge tire to try and turn that. So who do we want to talk to?
Captains. It'll be
Usually
Fox
they get the
and
captains, but Cardus
talk
is
to
no longer
Fox.
there.
yeah, get Shaka in here.
I want to talk to Shaka too.
Absolutely, get Shaka in here, please.
Come on.
I will give Peanut Butter credit, by the way. I didn't even think about it, but they had swapped onto the Sombra there on the last point. It's
It was
another
great.
it's another very strong hero for Dirk 7 or T-Mock as he another strong hero for him that kind of exemplifies what he does as a DPS player. He really focuses on his two best picks are easily the Sombra
Hello, Shaka
and the
Khan.
May. And we are
Hello.
joined by Shaka Khan, not the captain of Somebody Say Peanut Butter, but
Should be.
He's being a stand-in captain right now.
he, as opposed to a stand-in rando.
Ha.
And we got Fox.
Yo.
Yeah. What's up,
Hey,
Fox?
Foxim.
The captain
Hi,
for
Joe.
Fausto. So
G dude, but oh my god, I'm sorry. That was amazing. It was an amazing
great
game.
series,
Really appreciate
That's
it.
crazy.
super entertaining, super fun to watch. It was really fun to watch
For
development of the series meta over the course of it. We were calling the comp shotguns and popsicles.
Yeah.
Peanut butter
Hey,
were
man,
running.
anyone can play no aim heroes, so I don't give a fuck. Thanks, Greg. If you want to talk shit in the chat, come find me, bitch. Get your ginger ass over here.
Jeez.
So the first question I want to throw over to Shaka, because you guys had your main tank and your captain had to go after the map. What did you guys do to kind of like keep a strong mental? Keep
After
things-
what?
After Cardis had to go.
Well, we already knew it was gonna happen. We knew ahead of time that he was gonna have to kind of get out, so we had already expected it, so it didn't take us by surprise, you know. So when it came up, it just kind of like we knew it had to happen, and we just like were prepared for it mentally, so we just went in. We decided that we were just gonna play our game, you know.
Absolutely.
No, and you guys did fantastic, honestly. You guys played really well. There's a lot of good pop-offs from multiple people. So
Yeah, New Captain Turk was having some of the
Having
best
a
games
game.
I've ever seen him play.
nah, he's doing
and
good. And honestly, I know Greg is all mad at me right now because I was shit ass on him, but Greg was also popping off and he played really, really well. So
Nah,
It
he's
was-
not actually
it was
bad.
pissing
That's
off.
just his personality.
yeah, we
you guys are popping off.
we realized like after the first two games, right? Well, after the third one, we forced ourselves into that win. Like it was hard forced. It wasn't a like natural.
You mean
kind
on
of thing.
Oasis?
Yeah, on Oasis, that map,
Mm.
that like when we won that map, it wasn't because we were playing better as a team or like we just hard forced a win. If that makes any sense.
I
The
mean,
1v1s.
our composition was designed around kind of that triple DPS solo tank kind of
exactly.
thing.
Yeah,
And you guys went for
Exactly.
the let's kill Bulbinator and then worry about everybody else.
well,
it
and that
forced
wasn't
him
even
onto and forced him onto an Orisa.
Yeah,
Which is
and that
not
wasn't even our strategy, honestly. Our strategy was just like play something that can survive this. And it just so happened that it dealt with the things.
That's the-
Because we
that
were
was
just
the
getting
other-
blasted. You know, like
Yeah.
we couldn't live, so we had to think, okay, well, what can we do? Just play something that you can stay alive on. And it happened to be that, and it worked out in our favor against the heroes that we were playing against, as well as just, you know, all that. So really,
Yeah.
I'd say that third one was, I mean, I don't want to take it away from us. Like I think that we earned it. We had to hard force it, but it wasn't as like it wasn't the way we normally win our games.
Right. And I will say it fully threw us off. I mean, we got definitely overturned by that kind of brawler comp that we struggled with it. I mean, I was not playing nearly as well. The first two games I was going nuts, and in the last three games I was playing real shitty. And I mean,
Well,
we
let's send it over.
we didn't deal with it effectively. So
Well, question for Fox, because it was at that moment that like spectators could tell that the tone of the match had changed, because that was the first time you guys had swapped off of the triple DPS, the snipers, those types of picks, and you guys still played pretty well. You still put a huge fight in on
oh sure.
both Busan and on Dorado. What was the mentality like for your team? How are you guys the fact that
I mean,
you needed to figure out what to do.
we were definitely positive, and I mean, we identified the issues pretty quick. I mean, we recognized that Greg was doing really, really well. He was starting to really isolate us, especially on Oasis.
Mhm.
Running that Reaper May comp, there's a lot of times that we made the call like Reaper backline, Reaper whatever, Reaper on the flank, and we turned to help our supports, and we're just too far away, and the wall comes up, and we can't add any kind of assistance in that area. We even tried to play with the Lucio to try and move some of the stuff happening in Basan and
Oh yeah,
some
yeah,
of those
yeah.
other maps. I mean, we were doing our best. Honestly, we got outplayed by those heroes. We're not used to people being able to play those kind of off meta heroes like the
As
May
well
and
as
stuff.
yeah. Well, and T-Mac's always been his DPS pool. Not always, but two of his strongest picks are the Sombra and the May. It's very utility based. Very how can I start a fight right now? And so the fact that the main pick that he was seeing success with was the May just played into his strengths as a player anyway, because it gave him kind of shot calling power. Hey, we're gonna fight this dude here now.
Right.
Go. So
It was definitely difficult for us, and when our comp, which is based on, I mean, the comp that I picked, I'll go like full disclosure. The comp that I picked for this team was based around, 3 or 4 DPS players that have a tendency to get massive picks, do big damage, and can play the game, in the insane level area where we're trying to. If we have 3 carry pants, then surely someone is carrying, kind of thing.
right, and so many times you were, because like somebody on Peanut Butter would get a pick, but then like if you would go down, then Ejinx just gets a 2K, or if Ejinx would go down, then Stan and Rando's there in the backline killing supports. Like, and that's
Exactly.
an obvious strength that you guys had, and you guys definitely used that really well all throughout the season. You had a great run.
Oh, for sure.
And I mean, you finished second place in the regular season, right?
I think we're third, actually.
You were third.
Did somebody say Peanut Butter had 2 seats?
Yeah,
Either way, top
they beat us
half
on
of the
two.
league.
It was by like maybe a map. It was super close.
But I definitely took a risk going for the triple DPS ball player. I mean, Bobo's insane, honestly. I mean, he's my
Bobo's
all-star
so
pick.
good.
Just so everyone knows, Bobo's my all-star pick. The guy's nuts.
I'm surprised he wasn't voted in, to be honest. But
he's the calmest motherfucker in the game. He makes the smart calls. He's really, really good at what he does, and
yeah,
I really appreciate him for taking all the abuse that happens for our triple DPS compositions.
well, at least if you're putting him on ball, it's like it feels less. So
he did great on it, and I mean, I gotta give props to DSSPB. I mean, you guys beat us in the back half. I definitely thought it's like that meme. Y'all had us in the first half, kind of thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm surprised.
Oh, God,
I'm surprised
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you guys just played really well in the back half. I appreciate you guys kind of swapped your compositions. You flipped what you guys were doing, and you chose a strategy that we were not able to, over 3 maps, really return, unfortunately.
I'm surprised nobody took a shot for the ESS PBB8 in all of the PBB8 memes that happened. I'm surprised at that. So, that joke didn't land. That's okay.
Nope.
For AJ, you guys have the Adventures of Billy in finals, and we actually happen to have a representative of the Adventures of Billy here. Any between both of y'all, any little smack talk you want to lay down heading into finals?
Well, I mean, all I'm gonna say is,
Easy clap.
I was gonna say something like that, but not actually. I was gonna say, Fallas, I think Fallas better than you guys, and you see what we did. So,
Snap!
All right, well, we'll just beat you again like we did last time.
oh, that's fine.
I like it.
Key difference is they didn't have me.
Oh, blaming
did
the
for the
loss
last
on his
map,
team members.
You did for the last map, and we still beat you on that one.
Yeah, no warm up. You know how it goes.
All I'm saying is, watch out for that big fucking May. Freeze you. Easy clap on the tanks. Just be ready for that shit.
That's fair.
So,
Don't give him advice. Don't do it.
Dude, I
Don't help
spectated this
the
whole
enemy.
game. I know how to counter you now.
Yeah.
Why do you think I casted?
Oh, I see.
Oh, it's almost
I
like
see
I
why
watched
you
the
asked
entire
me.
last
That's
game.
cheating, dude. That's cheating.
It's not cheating. It's scouting.
Look at that guy, a cheater. Cheating in the casual league, Lamau.
Thinking emoji.
Well, it's been a great night. Hunter, Paul, we got anything else we want to ask of
Nah, I'm good.
Max? AJ, Max, anything you want to add?
Just want to say, good game. Best game of Overwatch I've played in a very, very long time. And, like, I actually haven't had, like, heart beating, like, gotta win, like, holy shit, please, kind of feelings in Overwatch in a very, very long time. And I did tonight. So,
Good.
thank you guys for that. You guys all played phenomenally. And I honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, at the end of map 2, I thought, all right, well, 3-0, they're going in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, me
I
too.
mean-
Fuck.
yeah, well, yeah, I believe it. So great job, truly. And thank
Awesome
you.
comeback.
An amazing game.
Yeah, no, it was great. I'm glad that you guys managed to do the thing. You guys are definitely the dream team with a lot of players, a lot of brains. You guys have the strategy going for us. I was going for pure mechanics to win out. You guys got the strategy and the game sense. So there it is, boys. If you are looking to learn the game, being able to click good doesn't help you as much as being able to understand the game better.
Well, just gonna pivot. All you potential future captains, you've seen kind of the results of a team that looks just at skill and a team that looks at cohesion and teamwork, gameplay. Both can be successful. So find yourself the right mix, and you got yourself a good team. So for the casting team, there's a lot of us. Thank you for joining us tonight. When are finals? Do we know?
There's
I
a
don't
day
give a fuck.
somewhere.
Finals are eventually. It'll be. Did somebody say peanut butter? Adventures of Billy. Come watch the SmackDown. Should be a good set. Other than that, have a good night.